Here's my first book, Elementary Algebra, the first book I wrote, the first book that I got published. The price of this book, I believe, when it first started was either $12.95 or $14.95 to the student. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of those. But somewhere in the life of the edition of this book, it sold for $20 to the student. And this is what publishing looked like at that time. Whatever the student paid for the book, this $20, that was the retail price. And what the publishers did was they sold the book to the bookstores at a discount, and that discount was always the same, 20%. So on a $20 book, the bookstore would buy that book for $16, sell it to the student for $20. So that's a discount of 20%, or if you look at it going this way, a markup of 25%. So a 20% discount is a 25% markup. Now in publishing, we call this number right here the net price of the book. And what happened in publishing was that the bookstores came to the publishers and said, look, don't set the retail price of these books. Don't tell us what the students are going to pay. Just give us the net price, the price that we're going to pay for the book, and we'll do all the marking up ourselves. So we went to net pricing. That's what that's called in publishing. So the publishers did this. What happened? The markup increased. It went from 25% to 30%, 33%, 35%, 40%. I've seen it even as high as 50% in some cases. So the markup increased. So the same book that was selling for $20 now was selling for more than that, and that continued to go up. What happened was that made used books more important. So students started buying more used books. So publishers, because they're not selling as many books, and remember their net price has stayed the same over here, they're not selling as many books, so they raise the net price of the book. They raise the net price of the book, the markup is increased, so the price to the student goes up even more than that. So what happens? More used books are sold. So what do the publishers do? They raise prices again. More used books are sold, they raise prices again. So it's this endless cycle that keeps making the used books more and more important because people don't want to pay the high prices that the bookstores are charging for the books. So what other things have the publishers done to try to combat this right here? They've gone to shorter revision cycles. So in some cases where you would go 5 years in a revision cycle of a book, now that's gone to 4. Some of the 4-year revision cycles have gone to 3, and some of the 3 years to 2. So they've shortened the revision cycles, and then the last thing they've done is bought each other up, so that when I started there was probably 30 different publishers selling college mathematics book like this book right here. Now there's 3 of them. There's 3 main publishers. So this book right now today, it sells for approximately $250. That's how high the price of this book has gone up because of the net pricing, the increase in the markup, publishers selling fewer books because of used books, raising prices, and back and forth, back and forth. So now the current edition of this little book, $250. So it's a little kind of quick look at what has happened to the price of textbooks and why.